Hello everyone and welcome to my Bitcoin speculation videos. This is MrJozza here and I'm coming to you from Big Screen VR. 2 years we've waited for a Bitcoin ETF, never mind an IPO. The price is back to where it was before the denial after a mere 3 days. Go figure. One big difference, in 2013 the so-called crash shown that Bitcoin had value other than the illegitimate. The ETF crash shows that Bitcoin has value other than the legitimate. Worldwide trust in the media and the respective governments at lows, but Bitcoin remains a promising exit from the conventional banking. Enough politics though. That must have been the most overhyped event in the last 2 years of Bitcoin, even counting the 940 times that China has tried to ban it. My cold storage might have been stuck in the blockchain for the whole ordeal, but it's probably a good thing because I would have probably just dumped the bottom like a retard. Thanks, so Bitmain.
And this is my perspective. What you see on the screen is what you see in my head and my eyes. Just like the previous VR video, I have a virtual work environment. I'm free to walk around this as I desire. What you saw in the introduction was this back wall and the bench I'm sitting on. In reality, there's just a computer chair here. Probably hear it squeaking away. But sometimes I like to just pop on the headset instead of using a couple of monitors to do my work. It's nice to not get deep vein thrombosis. Just walk around a little bit. I think we're up there with players of World of Warcraft for risk of losing the feeling in your legs from sitting down all bloody day. We can't blame Bitcoin for being open 24/7. It is a very divergent instrument. Just look at the denial of the ETF. We're just a little bit too divergent right now. Any case, might as well give you a quick tour. I have my Twitter right here where I can see what the general consensus is. Notable traders here, I don't really follow that many people. But those who do provide good content, like I Am Nomad here for his buying levels, it's very good and handy just to have that available, just in case I get well, since I'm wearing a headset, it's simple to get horse blinders. Get it? Because I'm only looking in one spot. But anyway, general consensus here, Whale Club for moderation and seeing what other people are doing. Got all my rooms on the left, and my enormous trading view chart right in front of me. This baby must be at least 200 inches big in the virtual world, and I can make it even bigger. In fact, I can make it very, very big. But it's all to personal preference. It's all virtual. Do what you want. In any case, we should probably get started on price action. As I've seen blowing up on Twitter, yes, there was a attempt at the lows. The lows being my support and resistance line at $1,100. See, here it was resistance, here it was support. Now it's support again. So we have very good support here on this new price level. We didn't break down. Very good news. And I'm going to confirm that new support and resistance level here later. As we can see in the previous video, it's number 15. We consolidate it down, and just as anticipated with the... Whoops. Seems like my headset's losing a little bit of tracking. Turn on the Bollinger Bands. Yes, the change in the angle of attack right there. As anticipated, it did move sideways. We saw contraction here. And a move out with zoom in. And on the price chart with this candle. As that candle broke out, we saw large expansion. We tested the highs of the futures at 1320. Good, that's our price ceiling, so that's our target. Further consolidation after a lot of choppiness. Unfortunately, the ETF was denied right here. We might have retested, well, we did retest the high pretty much. But with an ETF approval, this could have been a very large ascending triangle with the to be the adjacent, I believe, of the triangle. You have your hypotenuse. Yes, it could have been a very large ascending triangle. Well, you take what you can get. However, let's not be too, well, like I said in the introduction, let's not be too pessimistic. While it was a very overrated event, we're still at this price range. We didn't blow right through this large bull trend, which I've shown before, goes all the way back to August. We did have a lot of wicks, which broke through the bottom. We did retest it as support twice. So even if we were very bearish about it, it could have been like a Silk Road event, as I've said before, where we would have likely bounced around this zone just below $1,000. I don't imagine Bitcoin traders would want to lose such a landmark price so easily. Anyway, as we see here, candle is bouncing. I'm going to put it on a very low time frame candle. Yes, very good. We're bouncing to roughly price support here, and I'm imagining there's going to be some period of feeling out where the strength is. We're in a very good zone. We did see some resistance here, which turned to support. If it turns to resistance, as before, we're likely going to test the lows, which would be $1,100 again. But there is reasonably strong dip buying. I'm going to jump off the price here, show, the OPV, scratch that reasonably strong dip buying. But these last few candles where the price did come up, there wasn't very much volume shown. What happened here was, when we blew through the market, not many asks have replaced it yet. So with the bounce, it moves the price quite strongly to the upside. However, with no order book market, you don't have as much volume. So there's a lot of sold contracts, there's a lot of fiat available, but not many people have bought the dip. And that's why we haven't fully retraced it yet. There's just a lot of people sitting on the sidelines, a bit like myself, honestly, just trying to see how the market's going to resolve this move before trying for a more risk-safe position. Moving it back out to the 4 hours, let's see how SVD handled that movement. See, this is the tricky part, I have to admit. You have to hold it like it's a rifle or something to try and get the pulls correct for these, because it's such a narrow margin. I have big, wavy, and flappy arms. But yes, crouch down. With the bearish divergence, you saw my Twitter, there was bearish divergence on SVD, the lower high on the volume impulse. So I was expecting some bearish action. It was a lower high, it consolidated. It did try to break out, but with so much overhead resistance, it broke down. Yeah, so that's going to be my play here. I'm not going to aggressively buy the dip just yet. I'm going to wait to see if it retests this horizontal support at 1033. Forgive me if the render quality is not fantastic, because I'm recording it, rendering it on another screen, and rendering it to two 144p monitors inside my headset. My computer is struggling, to say the least. Right, so that's 13% to the line. If I started buying around 1033 to the bull trend, that's a 10% stop loss. That's very, it's not easily risk managed. You're looking at about 3% or so as your limit for your stop loss, maybe 5%, but 10% is overly aggressive. My initial thoughts are that if this move fully resolves and it comes back to the upside, I'll start dollar cost averaging through this range with this as the low. If it breaks through and retests what is old support here, dollar cost average in this range with this as my stop loss. For a longer term position, it seems quite safe. I am quite confident in this. As long as this bull trend remains intact, we should be alright. If we have a, let's say, a large sell-off event, I'll have to eat the loss. If we see an event like this where my trade will be hosed. But overall, I'm pretty optimistic. While I'm holding a trade from, I think, in this zone here, with that breakup of the triangle, I can be optimistic. Oh, luckily, very luckily, I wasn't home for this. Otherwise, I probably would have panicked sold and made a loss in a trade. But right now, I'm pretty far in the green. So that gives me a little bit of leverage. For those of you in fiat, it's more difficult. It'd be my previous trades, but for me, I'm definitely moving up my stop, and if it breaks through, I'm going to be accumulating in this zone. I'll try and draw a triangle. This would be my accumulation zone, roughly at least. And I'm be looking for the retest of the high here, assuming it's like a big ascending triangle. Got the adjacent, the hypotenuse, and assuming that the length of the candle, the length of the triangle is here with enough of a catalyst, big $300 up candle. Praise the Lord, please. This would be my 50 cents, yes. In this very short rambling of a Bitcoin blog, these are my trading ideas for the next few days. I'm gonna be honest though, with the scale at like 4 hours like this, I mean, we're looking at almost 2 weeks, like a month actually, to get to the end of this triangle. But unless something changes, a big news catalyst, I'm going to be accumulating here.
Thank you very much for watching, and cheers. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.